forward depends upon the clinic. So you could have, you know, a Ballard suction catheter coming off the patient connector. You could have an HME in here. You could have, if they had capnography, another line that went to a CO2 monitor. So it's going to kind of depend upon the clinic. For today, though, we're just going to have you hook this up to this Tesla over here. I'll bring the Tesla back. Okay, so this part of the circuit is pretty easy. Okay, all ventilators, I think, almost all of them do. They have some type of a bacteria filter. So the gas coming out of the machine gets filtered before it goes into the inspiratory side of the circuit. And on this circuit, it doesn't matter which tube you put on the inspiratory side and which goes on the expiratory side. Okay, so here's our bacteria filter. This is just going to fit right here. Okay? Now, when the gas comes back into the machine, on this one, there's like this little door that opens. And this unit, this comes down together like this. You just kind of pull it straight down, okay? And what you end up having here is a drain bottle, okay? And then inside of here, there is a bacteria filter. So it's filtering the gas as it goes back into the machine. The other thing that can happen is this can be heated. So don't be sticking your hand up there, okay? Because it's heated because if there's moisture in there, you really don't want the moisture getting back into the ventilator. So on this one, you can see on the side there's a little diagram. And be careful with this one because you need to widen this apart a little bit. And this is going to slide out. But I have to basically bend this open a little bit before it slides out like so. Okay, so there's our diagram right there. You just line it up and then you can slide it back in. Okay, but to get it out, it's easier to put it back in than it is to get it out. Okay, it doesn't want to pull out. You have to kind of widen this a little bit before I pull it out. Okay? This thing can come apart. So here's the bacteria filter, and here's the drain bottle. The drain bottle, if there was moisture or water in here, this can be taken off and emptied into whatever receptacle. Sometimes they're using heated humidification circuits, right? And so they may want you to empty this if there's a lot of water in here. This just fits on top like this, okay? And then this is going to go in here, okay? Like so. Again, if you forget, go to the diagram. When you're putting this back in, you just put it in like so, and then you just kind of push it up, and it clicks into place, okay? So again, push it straight up, pull it down straight, and you won't have a problem with that. Take a little bit of force. Okay, so this is the circuit. So on the Avia, this is going to be sitting on a table like this. After you've got this assembled and put it back on, then select View Patient on this ventilator, set it on those settings, set all the alarms as if you were going to set it on an actual patient. Remember, some of the alarms you can't set until after you hook it up to the test alarm, right? So you're going to need to get a peak pressure in order to set the high pressure and low pressure alarm on this. Okay? That's your intro on this. Everybody come back here, and we'll just take a look at the circuit, and then we'll just split it into two groups, and then get some hands-on practice. So, again, we don't have the heated humidifier here, but we'll hook up a humidifier on here. Same sort of thing. I mean, if we do the comparison, this circuit has heated wires, but we don't have all the connectors to connect up. Connect up all the connections to the heated wire. So again, you've got an inspiratory line, you've got an expiratory line, you've got a Y. Okay, at this point, even though they're color coded, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're the same color. Okay, so this is the circuit, so that's just like the other circuit. Like the other ventilators, this is where the gas comes out, so there's a main flow bacteria filter to filter the gas as it's coming out of the machine. We'll put this here. This one is a little bit easier to deal with, because on this one I can see everything, and all I have to do is there's a latch going up to unlock it, and then I just have to slide it out like this. On this drain bottle, it doesn't come apart. If you were actually going to drain it, then you would have to take this off and pour it out this way, or hook some suction up to suck it out that way. Okay, so on this one, all you do is you sort of line this up like this, slide it in, and then just whack it down, and then you're ready to go. Okay. Again, when we have you do the check off on this, once
sector's probably gonna have an HME in it, and one's probably gonna have the Ballard suction catheter with the connector, the stuff that you've seen before. Okay? So on this ventilator, when you get back here, there are settings there. Okay, again, select new patient on this one, and set it up, and then set all the alarms. Time permitting, we'll have you change the mode and do a couple of other things. Okay, but again, we just kind of want to give you some hands-on practice in doing it. So we've got 7, so why don't 3 people go with you? Anybody going to Hurley first? Okay, why don't the Hurley birds go there? And then is there anybody else that's the Hurley bird besides Andrea? Okay, well, if 2 or 3 people would keep her company up there, that would be good. And then you guys can work with this one.
There's four.
It doesn't matter. It's 4 and 3.
Oh, I was gonna say, this is what I work with.
No, I think, well, there's maybe a ton of somebody that was already here.
Oh, they're not supposed to be in here.
You want to hang out with you?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Didn't realize that.
Doesn't matter. You're gonna get to all of them. You gotta get checked up on all of them before you leave. It doesn't really matter. But what you're telling yourself, if you're doing absolutely nothing right now, you're telling yourself, I've got to do this by myself. I've got to do this by myself. So I should come in and practice. It's nice that I have a video of it, but I really won't get the hands-on unless I do it myself. On this ventilator, remember, you're going to get an alarm if you hook it up first. So it works a lot better if you
We hook it up, you say to the patient?
Yeah.
I didn't do that, that was,
Yeah, take that off.
Sorry.
And you may actually want to shut it off and turn it back on. So this ventilator is designed so that when you set it up, don't have it attached to